Welcome to Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. I am Adam.
Wait, stop.
What?
Stop.
What?
I got this.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and even to brim wearers, are you ready
Oh, I'm ready.
to experience Road Adventures with Cycling Men of Leisure's 75th episode?
75. Are you laughing at us? 75. Did you ever think we'd have 75 episodes?
I didn't think we'd have 7, quite honestly.
Or 5.
Or 5. Yeah, we needed to spice it up. We are at number 75, my friend. Blows my mind.
I know. That's crazy.
Yeah, when we've discussed it before. When we started it, it was like, yeah, this could be fun for a little while, and we'll see. And 75 later, we're still great friends, and we're still cycling, and
You think it helps that it's virtual? No, blank you.
I was there, buddy. No.
I swear, if you weren't 12-hour drive away, I'd kick your keister.
So no, exciting stuff.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's every now and then at work, I'm they'll be like, "Oh, you guys still do the show?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And then I pull out my phone because they got all the widgets now. I'm like, "Oh, we've actually had 11 people download in the last hour or whatever." So it's that's really neat to be able to show people. So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling that people are excited about the 75th because I'm sure we're going to put 75 in the album of the episode artwork. But I bet you more people want to know, how's Michael doing?
Ah, yes, the medical update, so to speak. Well, I'm not wearing the sling anymore. If you were to see me without this shirt on, I still have yellow bruises.
Oh boy.
Up here. Yeah. The range of motion's getting better. Still some pain, still some discomfort. I can't raise my hand up, above my head or anything. But I had an x-ray the other day, and the doctor came in and he's like, "I could not be more happy for you." And I was like, "Please explain what you're talking about." And he goes, "No, for your x-ray, the bone was set back where it was supposed to set, nice and even. There's still the gap there that needs to fill in, but everything looked good." So we're on the road to mend.
That's good. And
I did want to just say thank you to everybody who's reached out to me and said, sorry to hear about it, and send me well wishes. Certainly appreciate it.
Even to brimwares. That's right.
Hey, I worked them in the opening.
I know. I have a question because I really don't know. You said I can't lift my hand up. Are you not supposed to be? Are you supposed to be like just kind of like keeping it stable, or?
I physically can't.
Oh, you physically?
I mean, can't. I could probably lift my hand up there, but it'll just get to the point where it'll just hurt so bad that I literally can't get it any higher.
I have a wall of bourbon behind me if you need something to take care of the pain.
Well, as long as you're not needing anything off the top shelf, I think I'd be pretty good. You can have one drink out of one bottle, and it's all the way on the back on shelf number 5. Good luck.
It's right above the purple light above me right there.
Right. So no, things are looking up. Things are better. Thanks for asking.
Then teach a guy who's not been through this yet. I hope I don't, but you never know. Will you then have to start physical therapy?
That's yet to be determined. Okay. I've got another appointment in a few weeks here, and at that time should be completely all healed as far as the bone part.
Okay.
And then they will assess my, if there's any, deficiencies in my movement or strength or anything like that, and then they'll determine if I need to be in physical therapy. So.
And one of the big questions that I get, the people who text me away from the show, is, are you guys still coming to Bourbon Burn? And the answer is yes, we'd be there no matter what, because even if you couldn't cycle,
We can
we
still drink bourbon. I
oh
mean, we can still visit distilleries. Yeah. Even if I couldn't cycle, we would still be there. But we're going to take our bikes and we'll get a few miles in. We're not going to
well,
crush
yeah,
it or anything, but
yeah.
we'll.
Our campsite isn't as close this year. We might have to ride our bike from the campsite to dinner. And
Yeah. But
we
oh well.
were late to the game, so
Yeah, that's okay. We, didn't realize we were going to go until later. So,
I mean, it's only like 100 feet away compared to what we had before, but
oh well, we got spoiled.
so anything else going on? I mean, you guys getting ready for school? I mean, you guys start early, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, it starts in a couple weeks. My daughter started band camp today.
Okay.
Yes, exciting. Her first high school event.
Okay.
She's not in band, but she is on the high school twirling team,
Okay.
baton twirling. So she had to go spend the day in the extremely hot temperatures, doing whatever they do at band camp. Not like the band camp I went to when I was a kid, but um, learning their formations and things like that.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm happy
Yeah,
for her.
yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys getting the same ridiculous humidity that we're getting
Oh
as
yeah.
well? Yeah.
We've had heat advisories almost every single day because the temperatures are 90, 95 degrees, and then the humidity pushes the heat index to 105 or whatever. And then we're just having crazy thunderstorms. I mean, torrential downpours. Sun comes out, and then that humidity is just awful. But hey, we're not going to be in a drought situation this year. That's for sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for a couple of people who were driving by. I did my normal walking path, and a few times I used the bottom of my shirt to wipe the sweat off my face. And as I did that, I'm like, "Ooh, I wonder who just drove by." So,
Hey. Oh well.
oh well, big deal. Scarred for life.
All
Uh,
right.
well,
I
I
think
have
we
an
got
update.
some interesting things on this episode.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick update, real quick.
Oh, okay.
I talked about my father-in-law. He's in the memory care center. House is up for sale, and my wife might be returning back to Michigan shortly. So that's good. I'm looking forward to that. A couple nights of being by myself, I felt like the risky business, like woohoo, sliding on the floor. Although, although it wasn't just in my t-shirt and underwear, so that's good. I don't want to scar the neighbors for life, but. Um, but yeah, and now it's like, the cat doesn't talk back, and it'd be good. Um, so I'm sorry for that part of his life, but at least he's somewhere where he'll be taken care of, and my
Yeah.
wife can visit him and everything. So that's good. Besides that, work, and I have a project of a new network here, so this upload should be going super fast. So that's good. All right. That being said, we did have a guess for listener spotlight, but I'm going to let you read the clues first.
All right. This town sets on the former main highway between two major cities. George dreamed of a great victory there. Monopoly has nothing on this community's railroad. The town was shelled by the British Army, and this community was founded in the 1830s and was named after a local ferry.
Okay. So we have a friend who lives in Ohio who helped us at Big Bragg, the first Big Bragg that you and I attended. We were not really great on the logistics and how to get around and do everything. And we had our boxes from our bikes since we flew in, and our friend Matthew helped us and then stored our bikes in his vehicle. But he has made a guess.
Okay.
And his guess is listener spotlight is Wheeling, West Virginia. It's located on the National Road, now US 40, just downriver from Martin's Ferry. Fort Henry was shelled by the British in what is often considered the last battle of the Revolutionary War. The Wheeling and Lake Erie Railway has a custom version of Monopoly called Wheelingopoly, and George Washington visited there on a surveyor and land speculator.
As a surveyor and land speculator. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I am wondering is if our friend Matthew is correct.
Well, Matthew, sorry to say you are incorrect, although it was a great answer.
Well,
yes, that's right. It was not Wheeling, West Virginia. It was, in fact, New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Well, thank you all listeners from New Hope, Pennsylvania. Thank you all listeners, but
That's right.
especially those from New Hope, Pennsylvania.
And what it sets on a former main highway between two major cities. It was the Old York Road, which was between Philadelphia and New York City. George dreamed of a victory there. George Washington, actually, his famous river crossing took place right near this town, and George Washington spent the night in this town before he crossed the Delaware. Monopoly, in 1891, the Reading Railroad, or actually their railroad was taken over by the Reading Railroad, which Reading Railroad is one of the railroads in Monopoly. The town was shelled by the British, and the locals still there today claim that there are British ordnances lodged in some of their roof beams of buildings there. Don't know whether that's correct or not, but. And the community was founded in the 1830s. It was named after a local ferry. Yeah, so there you go.
The British are coming. No, just kidding. It's not. No, that's not right. Well, thank you very much. Will you be blessing us at the end of the episode with another listener spotlight?
Yes, I will.
Okay, great. All right. Bourbon Burn. We got that here. So, big question is, are we going? We are going. Looks like you are already partaking, so I appreciate that. Appreciate your availability of the bourbon to be able to go back to Bourbon Burn. We've got a couple cool things. So we have it's an RV campsite, but you are actually not bringing your RV.
Not bringing the RV this year, no.
But
I already lugged it to Kentucky once this year, so I'm like,
oh, sure, really? You bring it to your family, but you can't bring it. I see how you are. All right, no problem. So our friend Gary is going, although Gary is a hotel guy. You and I actually saw him on the layover day in the same hotel in Big Bragg. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But we'd like to make an invitation to Gary and anybody who is at Bourbon Burn. We're going to get wood from the area. We don't want to carry,
Don't bring any of your Michigan wood full of, pine beetles and aphids or anything like that.
No. Matter of fact, like there's all kinds of signs, like when you leave and when you come. And I mean, they don't. Please get wood where you're going. We'll get some wood down there. We'll have some fire, and it's always fun to. That's probably one of my favorite parts, actually, of Bourbon Burn is, sitting at the campsite and if we've been cycling or not cycling or meeting new people and saying, hey, you go to the major events that Bourbon Burn's putting on, like, hey, why don't you come back to our campsite?
You hit the tastings, you hear a little music.
Yep.
Then you head on back to the campsite and just kick back and relax and be leisurely.
Absolutely. You, sir, you personally own official, and I don't want to steal your thunder. I'm going to let you talk about it. But you own official cornhole boards. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, my wife works with a gentleman who has a side business of creating, we're talking cornhole boards. We're talking these are tournament level cornhole boards, does the wrapping on them, all that kind of stuff. And last year, I said, hey, I'd like to do that. And he put together a set of cornhole boards specifically for cycling men and cycling women of leisure. And so there's one that's got the blue color and it's cycling men of leisure, and the other one has the women's logo and it's a reddish color and it's cycling women of leisure. And then he even has a buddy who makes the bean bags and actually will print your logo and stuff like that on them. And so he got me a set of those. So we have not just cornhole boards, these are tournament level cornhole boards. So we could actually, if put on a sanctioned tournament with these things. We're not going to, but we could. I mean, that's the quality that they are, and they look really sharp.
We got those new microphones and those wireless ones.
Mm-hmm.
We could actually, and now that they block out wind, we've tried them on golf courses, we've tried them outdoors. We could actually maybe get a couple sound clips from playing some cornhole.
I think we need to do that.
I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah. Cool.
Did I ever tell you my cornhole story? And I'll try to keep it clean.
No.
So the first time I ever heard about the game, beanbag, cornhole, whatever, it was quite some time ago. Was in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and yes, I live in Michigan, and yes, there's a rivalry, but for the most part, it's 99%, fun and games and haha. And that year, everything was close, and we decided we were going to go to Columbus. We were going to go to the shoe, and we were going to get tickets until we got there, and we saw how much they were. But nevertheless, we tailgated, and everybody was nice, and they had TVs, and
mm-hmm.
Well, they had all the tents set up for tailgating, and these guys from Ohio State were really nice to us. And he's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "You want to play some cornhole?" And I had never heard of cornhole. I had never seen cornhole. I'd never even beanbag, toss bag game or nothing. And I was like, "So that's how they do in Ohio cornhole? What the heck are you boys talking about?" But I was intrigued, so I figured I'd go along until it was dangerous. And then we sat and played until the game started, and it's very obviously addicting. Very, oh, now you're close or whatever, and the points and figuring out everything out. And then you taught me, and I didn't realize there's official distance, and which makes sense. Otherwise, one person would be really good and like, oh, 15 feet or 10 feet. No wonder you're good. You only have to like Bozo the Clown when we were younger, like the ping pong balls into the buckets out of Chicago. But just dated myself there, but that's okay. So, but so that was my cornhole story. I had never heard of it before. And the first time he said, "You want to play cornhole?" I'm like, "Buddy, I know we're being nice to each other, but I don't know if I want to play cornhole."
Well, it's a weird name.
Yeah.
But I do have a little information for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
It is widely believed to have originated in the United States, specifically in the Midwest, with claims from both Kentucky and Ohio as far as inventing the game. However, one theory does attribute it to Germany. Bavaria. It came from like a Bavarian village, and in fact, it was brought to Kentucky by German immigrants. So, but they said it may go back as far as the 14th century in Germany.
Wow. Okay.
So you pick which one you want, but so it could be actually a way older game than we ever thought.
And what's really interesting, when I was in Scouts, we did washers. Did you play washers when you were in scouting?
Oh yeah, with the little round thing, tossing the washer thing.
Yeah, you get a
washers?
coffee, little coffee, little coffee
Nowadays,
can.
they actually have a physical game that you can buy. You don't have to use a coffee can, but yeah.
I did. I won't lie, because what happened was one time we were going camping, and I saw the game, and I go, "Oh my gosh, this is great!" And it came with the yellow and the orange washers with the plastic bucket and everything. But there was something missing from that game, because there was a slide technique that you could use on the dirt when we were in scouting. And so if the coffee cup was dug into the ground, you could actually kind of figure out how you could throw it where it would just kind of slide on in down into the coffee can. With the plastic thing, it had a rim around it, and there wasn't that slide. So it's kind of interesting. But what's really weird is the group that I was with, I was so disappointed because I thought, this is a memory I had from scouting and washers, and we would play. Well, heck, in Boy Scouts we didn't drink, or at least we waited till we got to our tent. But we just kidding. But
you did not drink. No,
we were kids. I think during scouting, here's a confession, and my father knows this. I stole 2 Milwaukee's best beers from my dad, and I thought I was so cool by taking them to summer camp, but they were hot in the tent.
Ugh.
And my buddy
No.
Chris and I, we
Ugh.
thought we were so cool one night. We cracked those beers and we're like, we got to be really careful and be really quiet. But they had been in our hot tent for 5
Yeah.
nights. We were so sick. I was like, oh gosh.
Nothing like, 80-degree warm
Ugh.
Milwaukee's best.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Milwaukee's best.
It was my grandma's favorite, but, she preferred it chilled.
Well, when you're young and you think you're doing something cool, and later on I told my dad, and he said, you know what? The fact that you drank them hot in a tent makes me just happy that he goes, because you stole my favorite beer.
He was laughing. He got the final word in on that one.
But that being said, go back to the washer story. We had such wonderful memories, and it was such a great thing. And so when I was camping with some friends, I said, oh, guys, we can play washers. And they're like, oh, yeah, boy, this is real fun here. They had no interest in playing.
Yeah. Who invited Adam?
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, I'm excited about this.
Okay.
Do you know about cult movies?
Like movies about cults?
No.
Like Manson movies or something?
Like movies that they call cult movies,
like cult classics.
Cult classics. Yeah.
They have a following, like Rocky Horror Picture Show, or
Yeah.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. I mean,
Sure.
Some people call like The Lost Boys or Spinal Tap or some of those movies like The Breakfast Club. Those are like cult movies where people, even if they're just okay, but people, if they come on, people just watch them.
They span decades.
Yep.
And it's just classic. Absolutely.
Well, what I'm getting to is, and I think you're going to like this.
No idea where you're going.
No, I understand, but I think you're going to like this. We have, after 75 episodes, 75, let that sink in for a second, 75, we have a cult classic amongst our leisure community.
Stop it.
I'm serious. Are you ready?
I'm absolutely.
All right, here it goes. Connie, it is now time for our official cult classic Armando segment.
I love it. Yeah.
Our friend Armando sent some pictures. You mentioned last time that he was at the tour and everything else. Well, we found out that he was still in France and got to see the last day of the tour.
So in Paris.
In Paris, yes.
Oh, very nice. Yep. They always ended in Paris. So that's very cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our cult classic, the official Armando segment. So
nice.
Oh, I missed something here. Broke Spoke. Want to talk about that? Luke?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the Bourbon Country Burn, and we had I forget what his name is. That's horrible. Luke, yes, Luke from the Broken Spoke. They're in Kentucky, and I think that we need to. I mean, we know where it's at. It's in riding distance from our campsite. I think we need to ride down and visit the Broken Spoke.
I agree.
And just so you know, there's a brewery on one side of their building and a distillery on the other. So just let's go visit the bike shop.
Yes. And me, I don't normally correct you because normally you're the one correcting me, but I want to make sure it is called Broke Spoke.
Is it the Broke Spoke or the Broke Spoke? Okay, Broke Spoke. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. No, don't be sorry.
That's, 75 episodes, and that was an episode from, a couple years ago. So
let's see here. Well, I guess we'll jump into a few highlights. I don't want it to, go, well, then we did this and then we did that. But I wanted to give some highlights of how we got to 75. We did it at 50. We made the 50th episode, about some highlights, but we have some new highlights getting to 75. And I thought it might be a little fun if we went down a little bit of memory lane with a little bit of humor.
Okay.
And trivia.
Oh,
so
my two favorite things.
Well, listen.
Two of my favorite things.
These are two of my favorite. Oh, sorry, I stopped singing.
Not in Sound of Music, okay?
No, oh
No.
God, you don't want me singing. For those of you driving, you might drive on oncoming traffic. Make it stop. Um, who do you think, besides Armando, who we mention on many of shows, who do you think has been our number one guest for quantity?
Now, when you say guest, now Armando's never been a guest, although we should have him on the show
We
because
should
we
have him
talk
on the
about him
show.
all the time.
Yeah,
He's got a cult following at this point, but
the elusive Armando.
that's right. But we're talking about actually we've interviewed them.
Yes, sir.
That's easy. I know it. You want to belt it out, or are we waiting for the people playing the home game to be able to have a chance to answer?
If the people who are playing the home game pipe up right now, I'm a little bit concerned. My network went too well.
I'm saying, if there's people playing along at home, it's going to be, without a doubt, Franklin Johnson. Bragg.
Ladies and gentlemen, give that man a medal. You're absolutely right. Now, here's my question.
Okay.
Do you know the first episode that Mr. Johnson has been on?
Like the date or the
I have the
name?
exact date and everything, but just give me a time of year.
I'm going to say the first time that we had him on would be around, I'm going to say March of 2023.
You're pretty close. We were in the lobby of the hotel.
Oh, so it would have been February.
It was February, yeah.
February of 2023, because we were in the lobby of the hotel in Tampa, Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the last time he was on, we caught him right before going overseas. And he was going to all of the European stuff. It was May of 2025.
Yeah.
Now, you are correct. He was on, how many times do you think he's been on total?
5 times.
Close. You're pretty close. 7. Wow. 7 times he's been a guest at on our leisure community show.
I have a question for you, if I can interrupt for a second.
Please interrupt all you want, buddy. I can't really stop you. It's an open mic, but
well, you could.
That's true. You could.
Network problems. Oh, we lost him. How many ride directors have we interviewed on this show? Different from different rides.
Okay, let's see here.
Not how many times have we interviewed ride directors, but how many different ride directors have we interviewed on the show?
All right, I'm going to talk out loud for a second.
That's fine.
Okay. I think Matt Phippen from Ragbri.
Okay. Matt Phippen is 1. There we go.
I'm going to go
a couple times.
Franklin.
That's 2.
I'm going to go Shane Cusack.
Oh, from Virginia. There's 3.
Neil Glazebrook.
Shoreline. There's 4.
Dead air is horrible for a podcast.
Is that your final answer?
Maria Parker wasn't ever a ride director, was she?
No.
Yeah, I guess 4 is my final answer.
Very close. We've actually had 5. The ride director from the Freedom Trail.
Oh, yes, Bruce White.
Bruce White.
You're right. I'm so sorry, Bruce. I know he's still a listener. I apologize.
So we've had 5 ride directors on. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Here's another one.
All right.
How many bike manufacturers have we had on, or people representing the bike manufacturing industry?
Well, we had Cruise Bike with Maria Parker.
You mentioned her. Yep, there's 1.
Oh, Shane Cusack with Pello Bikes.
Shane with Pello Bikes.
That's all my mind is thinking right now.
You are correct. We've had 2.
Okay.
So there we go.
How many listener spotlight segments have we had?
Oh, man. Really? You're going to ask me that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's the one who actually does the research on the segments. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to say that we have done 33 listener spotlights.
So I cheated. I'm a transparent guy. I cheated.
I assume anytime I just assume you're going to cheat. So that's okay.
There's 30 official spotlight segments.
Oh, I was so close.
But there's some also like informal shout outs woven in. It says we have 15 to 20 notable mentions.
That's like us shouting out, like, "Hey, we want to say hi to so and so from Cleveland or whatever." Right?
Yeah, we got Scott and Ed, and actually ChatGPT says it's 1.6 Ed.
Forever known as 1.6.
Yeah,
because
Ed, you might as well just change your bank account now. I used to be called Ed. I'm now 1.6 Ed.
It's a new and improved.
That's right.
Or the fact he just doesn't have time for us on regular speed. So it's like, let's just hurry it up, guys. Come on.
I've got 1.6 speed for you. Go ahead. You're next.
So we had 30, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Well, I don't have any more real trivia. I think what I would ask you is based upon our rides that go into this show and the rides. Oh, I do have another piece of trivia.
Okay.
Since we've started riding together in 2016, how many miles have we done on organized rides? I'm not talking training. I'm not talking, you do your Dawn Farm ride. I've done rides here. How many have we done together on organized rides, miles?
Wow. Okay.
And you got to look at, we didn't ride in 2017 because we met in 2016, and we didn't ride in 2020, even though we tried.
Okay, give me a second here. I'm going to do some quick math. So met you in 16, and we did Ragbri, which is like 429 or something like that. And then in 17, we didn't ride together. We don't ride. We're good English, Adam.
We don't ride together.
2018 was the big one, which was like 460. So that would have been 890. And then we did.
Oh my God!
And hold on, we did 100.
Sorry, folks. Didn't know he was gonna.
Wait.
No. Go ahead.
But you're asking me. I get a guess, don't I?
Well, yeah.
We did Odram, and Odram was 150, and 150 is 300, 1100. Then we did 21, 2, 3, 1500. Brag.
Was this a good question to ask Magic 8 Ball?
I'm gonna go 4,000.
I doubt it. I just asked the Magic 8 Ball. It said I doubt it.
When did you get the Magic 8 Ball?
I've had it sitting over here. I just never used it. But I'm
gonna go 4,200.
You're way off, actually.
High or low?
Low.
Oh God!
From my estimates, all the rides that we've done, the Kansas ride,
I forgot about that.
Illinois, the 5 times on Bragg, the 4 times on Bragg, 5 times on Ragbri, twice on Odram, Shoreline, all the stuff that we've done. I came up to about 5,300 miles.
Wow.
That we've shared down the road together, not counting training miles or anything like that. And that's 2 years that we didn't ride. So
wow,
I didn't think that was too bad.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty neat. Quick. This is lightning round. What month did our first episode come out for the show?
November.
Dang, that's good.
You said lightning round.
What month did we cross 5,000 downloads?
That would have been in the month of July.
Oh, incorrect. January 2024.
Wow. Okay.
10,000 downloads. What month?
January 2025.
Very close.
That's not right.
September 15th, 24. I'll give you that though. So there's a company called OP3, Open Podcast Analytics. They have given us an average, not a maximum, an average downloads within 30 days. Do you think it's higher or lower than 500?
I'm going to say it's lower.
It's higher.
Oh,
it's higher.
Nice.
According to it, 692. With 472 unique listeners. Now, the reason why I mentioned the May, I specifically wanted to know before we rode Big Brag 2025. Now, here's the interesting thing. I asked it to do the same thing. How many downloads do you think we got in 30 days after doing Big Brag?
Oh, probably 1,000.
Yeah, 900 and something. So
Yeah.
a lot of our Georgia friends. So thank you, Georgia friends.
Go ahead.
What do you think our average rating is from all podcasts, from all ratings, all platforms, everything?
Well, I know what my rating is.
5 point.
5.
Exactly.
5.5 out of 5.
You were in advanced classes, huh?
Well, yeah. I don't know. What is it?
It's 4.9 from...
Really?
Yeah, 4.9 from 25 different sources. So that means it could have been Apple, could have been Spotify, Podchaser, any of the sources. By the way, those figures are not YouTube. None of that includes YouTube. Yeah. So we do have some things on there as well. But let's see here. I
got one.
Okay.
How many countries have we had listeners from total? Countries and territories. Because we have had listeners from Guam.
I'm going to say it's either higher or lower than 100. I'm going to say I'm going to first guess higher than 100.
That would be incorrect.
Oh, boy.
I mean, that's aggressive right there, buddy. Higher than lower than 50?
Higher.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. 62.
You're dead on. 62.
Are you kidding me?
I
swear I don't have a phone in my hand. I got nothing.
Yeah. 62. Wow. And can you tell me what outside the United States is our largest listener group from? Country. I bet you're going to get this wrong, but that's okay.
Is it Canada?
Like I said, I bet you're going to get this wrong.
Is it Canada?
Like I said, I think you're going to get this wrong. It is not Canada. Canada came in number 3. Actually, the United Kingdom.
Oh, that's cool.
You know. But yeah, Canada's actually number 3, followed right behind by Germany. So
I have some favorable quotes. Now, again, I'm a transparent guy. Got my information from ChatGPT. I said, give me our most favorable quotes. And you're not surprised by the first one. It's a great day for a bike ride.
Well, yeah, that's our catchphrase.
But here are some others that came in really, really interesting. I guess we have made a lot of comments about our wives rolling the eyes. And maybe that's around like Christmas time or maybe the show they were on or something. But wives eye rolling remark. I guess we mentioned that a few times.
Yes. And you're doing what?
Exactly.
Yes. Well, you know what? Nothing's changed after 75 episodides. They still roll their eyes and they're like, "Oh, you guys are still doing what?"
That's right.
Yeah, it's okay.
One of the funny stories we told was a Halloween spandex scare about a tongue-in-cheek tale of a UFO sighting on a late-night ride, and by a spandex joke. So,
yeah, because I talked about, you don't want your boss to see you in
exactly,
or your fellow coworkers to see you in spandex. So,
actually, that's what it says. It says. Adam encountered with a tongue-in-cheek tale of possessing or possible UFO sighting on a late-night ride, and you said the spandex by your boss quote became an inside joke among listeners and perhaps a reason to bring a cover-up on on rides.
Bring some sweatpants.
One of the things that got one of the most comments from the reviews was after our go-kart photo finish during the Big Brag.
Where Michael beat Adam. On the go-karts.
Yeah, it does say that. It says a playful way they revealed the moment, leaving a suspense between episodes, got mentions on reviews. It also says Michael milking his win, and Adam eventually, with a tongue-in-cheek, had to admit his loss of the 0.04 seconds. Like two grown men racing cards turned into a memorable contest thanks to their chemistry. And so that was the quote in the review. two
I don't
grown
think I
men.
was milking it.
Okay, let's move on.
I mean, really, I won, of course. Michael beat Adam, but I didn't milk it.
One of Michael's most quotes on the show is "family friendly fun," and you made a comment about stardom young on cycling, not on bourbon, which got a big laugh.
Well,
For family friendly fun.
not wrong. Start them early. Cycling,
Let's see
not
here. Hilarious mishaps where Adam got a hotel room with a heart-shaped hot tub.
Now that was just funny. I don't care who you are.
If you haven't heard that story, we were going to Ragbri and a lady called me. I had actually changed credit cards. My American Express, the number had somebody had spoofed it, and so I asked for a new credit card. And while I was driving to Ragbri, they must have been running pre-charges at the hotel, and the lady called me and said, "Unless you give me your credit card number, I'm going to have to cancel your room." Well, we were heading to Ragbri. I didn't want them canceling my room. I said, "No, you can't cancel." And I said, "Are you serious?" I said, I did the pre-check-in. I said, "Your app took it. Your app worked." And it reminded me of that old Jerry Seinfeld. You know how to take the reservation. You don't know how to keep the reservation.
Exactly.
And so I pulled over and I gave her my credit card. And I was a little disgruntled. I'm not going to lie. And when I got there, she said, "Oh, I want to apologize to you. I've upgraded your room." And I walk into this room and there was one bed and a heart-shaped hot tub. And I went back to the room, the front desk, and I said, "I appreciate the upgrade." I said, "But I'm staying here with my buddy." And she must have been very open to multiple partnerships. And she said, and I said, "Well, we both have wives." And she went, "Oh, okay." And she then gave us a double bedroom. But
Yeah.
that
What
was
would have been funny is if I would have been coming in at almost the same time, and you had gotten to the room, and I was like 5 minutes behind you. You could say, "Hey, here's our room."
I love it. I love it. Let's see if there's anything else here.
That was a funny one. Yeah.
I'm scouring through here. I just didn't want to yammer on about, I thought we'd just make this fun about some of the highlights. One of the reviews says that we are good storytellers, which is neat to hear. So whoever left that review, thank you. That's very nice.
Well, I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
Favorite episode, and I haven't given you any runway space here. Off the cuff, what's one of your favorite episodes that we've done? While you're thinking, I will actually tell you a couple of mine. I always enjoy the Christmas wish list every year. Okay. The one that we do. Hey, this gear would be great. Christmas wish list for cyclists, that kind of thing. Always love that one. I think one of my favorite episodes is actually January 1st when we interviewed Franklin. He did the route announcement with us, and he turned the tables and did trivia to us to announce the route.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, where he was like, "I'm not going to tell you what the towns are. I'm going to give you like trivia questions around the towns." That was pretty good. And I also, it always comes to mind is the interview that we had with with Carroll, Iowa.
Yeah. Katie
from Carroll, Iowa, who was one of the organizers with Ragbri when they went through their town. It was just a fun interview, and her, dogs got involved because they came through the room at the same time, and it was a lot of fun. So, you have a favorite one that pops up?
Yeah, I was going to mention the Franklin one. I like that. I like the route release parties with him. I mean, I'm like a little kid because we obviously, to be able to put the show out and edit it, we find out ahead of time. So I feel like I have secret knowledge, which I'm sure many people in those towns already know anyway. They're just sworn to secrecy. But I did like the trivia stuff. I really liked the Maria Parker episode. The Maria Parker, if you haven't had a chance to hear the Maria Parker, she's from Cruise Bike, but she's more than just from Cruise Bike. She's done many accolades and book writer and record breaker
world record holder
yeah,
and all
I
sorts of
mean,
crazy stuff. Yeah.
and then people who I meet in my personal life and I see with a cruise bike, and I'm like, hey, do you know who the family CEO Maria? Oh yeah, well had the pod, and that's fun to talk about. Um, I really like, and this is going to sound a little cheesy because you're going to think I'm saying it just because you're my friend, but the confetti experience.
Yes.
That
I didn't want to say that one because I thought that was a little too self-serving. So
no. For me, I know it's a shorter episode, but having your daughter, who you and I had recorded shows over and over and over because we wanted it to sound perfect and hit the post, and we didn't want any popping on the filters and everything else. And we set up in your garage. We take one take, and she knocks it out of the
she
park.
nails it. Yeah. I mean, she was just like a natural. She just sat down, and when you'd ask her a question, she would just like go and spoke very concise and clearly. I was very impressed. Yeah, it was definitely one of my favorites. But like I said, I didn't want to kind of say that because it kind of silly.
Well, yeah, then you look
Well,
self-serving. Like, oh yeah, you're such a star. No, but I mean, for me, and also because you carry that bear everywhere, and Maya, he's actually lost it before, but luckily he got it back.
I told her the story about losing it and finding it.
And for those of you who have been around us, you know that I go, he doesn't have a daughter.
Yeah, I'm like taking pictures of this thing, and of course Adam's walking around going, and they're like, why are you taking pictures of this bear? It's like, well, this is a thing I've did for years with my daughter, and she's now a teenager, but we still do it because it's just fun. And Adam's over there as I'm taking the pictures, like, he doesn't even have a daughter.
Sometimes when you're like you're posing the camera, and I'm like, you don't even hear me because I'm going, he doesn't have a daughter. Of course, this is a podcast, so I have to say something right now. But that's he doesn't have a daughter, but I'm silently.
You're doing the motions over there behind you, going. But thank you, appreciate it. I'm glad you got my back there, buddy.
On the truth of the matter is, I really think that one day when your daughter decides to, I don't want to speed things up because you're a father, and I respect that. But when she maybe decides to jump into a serious relationship or whatever, and does settle down, I think. Hold on, I'll beat myself. Sorry, but I think it'd be cool to take some of those pictures, and I think really you could a picture something you could put together as a pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I know you've helped me with it too because you're like, hey, what about confetti over there and things. It just kind of became one of those things that is just our thing. So.
Well, cool. So yeah, I think that, and then the one, the wives show, and I only say the wives show, is because that's where they actually met. Well, they had heard of each other or they had seen each other, and then when we flew to Florida, our arms were tired. But to have them on the show and yes, we'd gone out to dinner, but then to be on my two people who are probably never on microphone. We even joked about like your own answering machine when you were a kid. Hey, thank you for calling. This is such a family leaving, and then you play it and you cringe. But here I'm going to stick a microphone in front of your face and be like, "Now talk, monkey, talk."
But the cool thing about that is, that was the first time they met. But you know what? I think that is one episode that people mention. I'm not going to say they mention it the most, but that episode is mentioned a lot by our listeners when we're out there, meeting people, talking to people. That one comes up a lot in conversations, like, "Oh yeah, when you guys had your wives on there, that would so yeah."
Now that would be funny because as I tease you about the bear and be like, he doesn't even have a wife.
Well,
he just grabbed him. He grabbed a woman from the lobby. So.
One of those, Disney employees is just trying to make the, Magic Kingdom. Well, fine, we'll play along.
Just kidding, Lauren. I love you. What about?
Although one of the funniest times was when we were at Disney last February, and I was like, "Well, the FBI are going to be knocking at your door," and then all of a sudden, the door somebody's actually knocking at the door.
That
That
guy
was pretty
came in.
funny. Yeah, I just needed to do a visual check. It's like, okay.
And by the way, if you hear that, we did not cut that out. We just left it in
No,
there.
we just left it in there because it was so classic and so comical.
We would go to dinner and I had all the cameras set up and everything. I just imagine like housekeeping like, whoa, what is going on?
What is going on in here? Because yeah, we'd set up in the living room and we'd use like the table, to hook our microphones and stuff on. So yeah, it probably looked a little odd, but
A little shady, but that's all right.
yeah, it's okay.
I'm scouring through my notes and scouring through what ChatGPT came up with, but honestly, there's just so many wonderful times and things. But those are some of the highlights that are special to you and myself. And just the growth, the trends, popularity. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there, and we definitely have grown, and it's pretty exciting. So, but yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you for all that you do, sir, for the show and all the research that you
Thank you.
put in, and thank our listeners for listening. Without them, this would kind of be like
Yeah, just two guys talking to themselves.
the can and the
No, but
string.
thank you as well, sir. You're very much the technical guru, and I appreciate that. But I think most importantly, we've got great stories. We've had some good episodes. We've had good adventures. But really, the bottom line is the community, that the cycling community, the community that we've kind of created and have kind of evolved around this, and the people that we've met. I mean, it's great. Because now we go to rides and, it's like, hey, there's this person or there's that person, or they'll text us or, send us an instant message or something about the show and things like that. And it's really about the community. And that's kind of been like what we've really pushed for. It's about the community of people that comes together and really, not just supports the show, but we're out there supporting each other. It's like when we had the big team at Bragg, everybody was supporting everybody. We may have just met these people, some of these people, 2 days ago, but we're out there supporting them. We see them, we talk to them on the rides. And I saw, other team members. It's like they didn't know each other before yesterday. And they're out there chit-chatting and, supporting. And, we all have those down moments when we're out there riding and you see those people, building each other up and helping each other out. And it's, that's what's really incredible about it, is the community that's being created.
No, for sure. I mean, just like our friend Tommy, who was on our team, I saw that he did a ride and he had this year's Big Bragg Cycling Man of Leisure jersey on. And I just commented on it. I'm like, hey, nice jersey. And he replied back and he said, I'm so glad you saw it. I wore it and I got lots of questions about it, but thank you for mentioning it. So, just the family that we've met. And I already saw some comments like, are you boys coming back? And we're not sure yet what we're going to do. I mean, we'll figure things out. I mean, there's
we'll be riding. We don't know where. The thing with Georgia is it is in the same time frame as a couple of other rides that are on our list. But we don't make those decisions until end of this year, first of next year. We'll be figuring that out. But we'll definitely be out there.
No hoses were hurt in the manner of making the decision. So,
oh yeah, no hoses.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna move this along, and with that, oh wait, I almost made a big mistake.
Yeah. What'd you forget?
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Grammer, Dennis Keeler, Alex Bell, and Scott Garwick. Thank you so much. Thank you for being our monthly subscribers. If you would like to have your name mentioned on every show, just be like Joe Grammer, Dennis Keeler, Alex Bell, and Scott Garwick. And then I have listener spotlight.
One other thing before I jump into the listener spotlight, I did want to say, Ragbri just finished up. Seems like it was pretty successful. They had some really hot weather. They had some rain. But I did want to mention, it was kind of sad. They did have two individuals who passed on the rides, the ride.
More than two.
Was there more than two? I saw that there was two.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to recognize that, certainly, our hearts and sympathy go out to their families. We all know when we go out on the road that it's not a safe thing. That accidents happen and stuff like that, and it's never something you want to have happen on a ride like that. Unfortunately, happens. But I just wanted to acknowledge that and send out our sympathies to those families that were impacted by that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I should say, I don't know for a fact. I mean, um, I know that on Monday the 21st, a 62-year-old gentleman from Colorado, um, he collapsed and passed away, and he was actually in Minnesota. And then on the 22nd of July, I saw that a 63-year-old gentleman from Florida, unfortunately, and he was in Iowa, which you would expect RAGBRAI, but just to be clear, I think there was a couple other things. So maybe there was only two, but there was also this crazy motorcycle bicycle interaction, and there's a couple other things that happened, and the heat was bad, but the headwinds were bad. Tailwinds, they would love the tailwinds, wouldn't they? So,
Yeah.
but there's a couple things that just kept making the news, and I'm like, no, this is not good. So,
Yeah. So,
all
right, I just wanted to mention that. But now we can get back to listener spotlight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for listener spotlight. I figured with 75 episodes, I'd have a little fun.
Okay. All right. This listener spotlight hints are as follows. The original town was platted in the 1830s. A railroad intersected this town. This town tried twice to rename itself. Twice. Tried. But both of their choices, they actually, the third time they got it right, but the 2 times of trying to rename it, they actually ran into problems because the names that they chose were already taken. Oops. The final name that they chose, and that is on this community today, is named after a community in Georgia. When they originally did it, it was spelled wrong, however. And this town sits on a historic highway. And my final hint is this town would make any lumberjack proud, or Oscar Mayer. So I'm saying that Oscar Mayer or a lumberjack would be very proud of this town.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Sleep all night and I work all day. Or OSCAR. Oh no. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Well, I don't think you're describing St. Louis. So
I am not describing St. Louis. I am not describing Wheeling, West Virginia. That help you? Well, but can you imagine? It's like the town votes. We don't like the name of our original town. It stinks. We're going to name it this. And then they send, do all the paperwork, send it in, and they go, nope, sorry. You're naming it after a community that already exists. Oh, okay, let's vote again. Because you can imagine how, these politics is going, oh, okay, fine, then we'll name it this. And then they do all the paperwork, send it in. And then it's like, no, sorry, that's actually the name of another, town. It's like, then they do it a third time. And it's like, okay, fine, we're naming it this. And then it gets spelled wrong. They've corrected it since then, but originally it was spelled incorrect.
So let me ask you, on our episode 76, will you have the original name, the names that were taken that they couldn't have, the incorrect spelling, and the correct spelling?
Absolutely. I've got that right now, but I'm not going to tell you. But yes, I've got all that information right here.
Go ahead and tell us. I'm just kidding. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. Thank you. And I'm sure that somewhere, somehow, those who can ride who their doctors will allow them to.
That's right.
It was a great day for a
For a
bike
bike
ride.
ride. Absolutely.